Kingbull Rover is a full suspension fat tire electric bike. They say it can go 28 miles an hour and we can get up to 60 miles of range on a single charge on the 48 volt 17.5 amp hour battery pack. MSRP on this electric bike is $1,700, but it's currently on sale in the link below this video. Looks like it's about 1,400 bucks right now. Not a bad price, but before you buy it, we need to find out if it's a bad bike. So let's crack this thing open, take a closer look at it, take it out for a full review, and see what the Kingbull Rover is made of. How about that? Not sure that was worth the effort. So the suspension up front sits on a dual crown fork, and the rear triangle sits on a 4-link suspension. It is an air shock from Shengsun, basically something budget. The 4-link geometry tends to work pretty well. We'll see how it feels out in the real world. We are running hydraulic brakes courtesy of U-Link. They appear to be a single piston, and they are grabbing onto 180mm rotors, which is good. Hub motor is stamped as a 750 watt 48 volt system. We'll fire that up soon. And of course, they're 26-inch tall wheels, CST BFT brand, the typical knobby tread. Let's check out the frame. Kingbull. So we get an integrated battery, silver paint on this one, and it is a high step. Seat comes with a quick release lever, and the seat they give us is typical wide. What's in the box? Manual for your Rover. Decent set of tools, actually. Nice. What do you think? Headlight? Headlight it is. Basic pedals. And what are we charging our battery with? It's got a fan on it to keep things cool. 48 volts charge to max is 54.6, 3 amp charger, 17.5 amp hour battery pack, 17.5 divided by 3.
17 divided by 3 is approximately 5.6667
hours to recharge your battery from completely empty to completely full. Handlebars appear to be flat. We'll pop them on in a moment, but not before we pop this battery off of here. Get the weight of the bike down a bit, make it easier to handle. Battery is listed as Jet Tech 17.5 amp hour 48 volt, 840 watt hours of energy. There's all the specs for you. How charged is it when it comes to you? No light is turning on there. Oh, there's a little hidden switch in there. There we go. It's pretty charged. And unfortunately, they did not tighten down the triple clamp on these stanchions, so I'm gonna have to you gotta get these things down so I can get the handlebars on. See what I mean? It is not possible to put these on when these are sticking up this high. Pretty much we just have to loosen up these bolts. Those bolts. Then these can slide into place and yeah, just tighten them down. Then don't forget to tighten down these ones next. And now we can get the handlebars on. With respect. Pop that front wheel on. Sometimes you'll get a quick release up front. This electric bike bolts the front wheel down. They do give you some pretty basic fenders if you want to put them on. Not sure if I do or not. Oh, that'll get the job done. Rear fender attaches right on there. Boing. Pedals are metal and they actually have some kind of sharp cleats to kind of grip into your shoe. So let's pop the battery in there and see what happens. Watch your fingers. We'll be working with the M6C display. Have we seen this one before? It doesn't look familiar actually. So it is color. They give us our battery life up here, green bar, speed in the middle, pedal assist, so we probably get 5 of them. Odometer down here, trip voltage of the battery, so 54.6 is full on a 48 volt battery. Voltage of the battery is useful because look up here, it says the battery is full, right? Well, we know it's not. 54.6 is full, it's 52.7. That's probably more like what, 80%? What else we got in here? Current, so that'll show us how much amps we're putting out. So not power, but voltage times current is power. So useful stuff on there. Bottom side has a USB port if you want to charge something. We get round rubber grips. The right side has a twist throttle, quarter twist throttle. 7-speed Shimano shifter. And here are the U-Link hydraulic disc brake levers. They seem all right. So we'll flip that bike around. I'll show you the gears and fire up the motor. But first, here's what a 6'5" dude looks like getting on this bike. Seat is on maximum height. Definitely feels like a giant mountain bike. Handlebars come up pretty nice. They're flat, so they don't, sweep back. Here's what my pedal stroke looks like with a 34 inseam. Seems like it's gonna be pretty fun. Rear suspension is there in theory. I don't know if I have to do something to shock, but it is like not moving. I don't know, dude. You could replace it. It's got the 4-link setup. I don't know, dude. Front fork seems pretty decent. Definitely a budget setup. Let's take a closer look at the suspension. I'm on the seat, trying to compress it. Maybe I just don't weigh enough. I mean, I weigh 200 pounds. Maybe we have to adjust it. Owner's manual does not appear to give us any sort of insight on that. Let's take a look at the gears. Comes with a derailleur guard installed. Just in case you knock your bike over, you won't mess up your Shimano derailleur. And you get 7 gears on the Shimano cassette. Typical chain ring up front. Let's fire the motor up. Pedal says 5, full throttle, go. Onboard speedometer claims we will go up to 32.6. Headlight can be activated by holding the plus button, turns on the light. Actually fairly bright. There's what it looks like up front. There are no lights on the rear, no brake light, but they do give you a reflector. Let's talk about the suspension a bit. So, I mean, this is definitely a super budget air shock. Good thing about it is like a standard dimension, so you could replace this with like, I don't know, something a little bit nicer that doesn't, it's not working at all. I don't know if I have to like, but it's probably gonna be like riding a bull out there. Let's go try it. All right, dudes, is it the Kingbull or just bull? We'll fire up the Strava to check our official distance. We are on a full charge, charged up to 54.0 volts. Let's swing a leg over this full suspension e-bike and go give it a try. The very first test we're gonna do is run it up to 20% grade. Crank this up to pedal assist 5, throttle only, and it's showing our current right there. 20 amps, 20 amps of current, 18 amps of current. So as we go slower, it reduces our current to kind of preserve the motor, not burn it up. Regardless, it can pull us straight up to 20% grade without pedaling whatsoever. Popping out here in the sunshine, I'm undecided on whether or not it's a bright display or not. I can see it. Let's throw on the polarized lenses. Can you see it through the polarized lenses? Yes, does not really dim it too much. Display is not the brightest, not the dimmest, kind of like me in school. So on pedal assist 0, obviously, you know, it's a heavy bike. You're not really gonna wanna pedal this thing too much with no assistance whatsoever. So let's go ahead and throw that on 1. It is a cadence sensor, and you feel pretty good hit of power there on pedal assist 1. Brings you straight up to 11 miles an hour, so it will cut us off at hard limit. So we'll put that on 2. Kind of ramps on the power there gently on cadence. Pedal assist 2 brings us up to 14 miles an hour, and we are in gear number 5 now. Bump that onto pedal assist 3. I'm noticing the handlebars are wide. You know, it's like a mountain bike kind of setup here. Dang, look at the rolls. So on pedal assist 3, even on throttle, it will bring us up to 18 miles an hour. It doesn't matter if it's throttle or pedal, cuts you off at the same speeds. Let's try these brakes. You guys thought I was gonna run that. Pedal assist 4 will bring us beyond 18 miles an hour up to 23, where it drops our current down to about 15 amps, hold us there. If anybody new here, power is basically just that current number times the voltage of the battery. Right now we're sitting at about 54 volts, so multiply that by about 22 to get our power output. So going 23 miles an hour, let's see if we can make this light. Bump it on pedal assist 5, boom, hits us with 24 amps of current. Is this car gonna stop for us? Sure enough. So it is a full suspension bike. Let's hit it on there. I don't know if I feel much travel in that suspension right now. So 24 times 54, that would be the power output, and you can see we're getting a full current output when we're spinning at higher speeds here, as opposed to from a stop on the 20% grade. You can feel the weight of this thing going into corners. All right, let's try the Kingbull going off-road a little bit here with this full suspension. See how this rear suspension feels. It's very stiff, not really what I would expect from a 4-link suspension. Yeah, dude, I think there's something wrong with this shock. We'll see if it like breaks free later. Hobo's out over there. So let's see what kind of speeds we can hit here. Into a headwind, we're going 26 according to there. We'll get out the GPS here in a minute. It does start to reduce our current once we hit 26, showing 21, 20 amps of current up there. And the Prius is about to run us over, even though this light is red, and they have to come to stop anyway. Prius is. Oh, V10 R8's looking nice. Here's a chance to try the suspension. Speed bump coming up. We're on the monster truck, and oh, I think the front fork bottomed out there, actually. Yeah, that's a pretty soft front fork, man. Makes for some nice street riding, though. There are no adjustments on that front fork, so I can't firm up the suspension at all. Let's go ahead and give it a 0 to 20 acceleration test here. GPS in the left hand. Full throttle, ready to go. We're on pedal assist 5, 6, 10, 15, 20. So pretty typical 750 watt hub drive electric bike performance. 1350 watts of peak power on this one. Appears to have a 25 amp controller based on what I can see. Man, everybody's out riding today, dude. It's December. So on pedal assist 5, I'd say this bike starts to run out of gear right around 25 miles an hour. So in other words, this bike is geared right. So let's say you catch yourself a tailwind. Let's try the top speed. See if we can catch up to this Volkswagen bus. So full throttle. I'm gonna put in a little pedaling. I got GPS in my left hand here. 21, 25, 26, 28. So it's starting to reduce our power here. We can see it's giving 15 amps, 13 amps of current. So pretty typical, by the book, legal class 3 speeds electric bicycle. 29. Then if you want to be lazy, you can just throw it on pedal assist 3 and turn the throttle all the way, and you're pretty much cruise controlling on 18 miles an hour. Dang, that is a bicycle there. Ooh, gotta watch out for those doors. Dang, look at that McLaren, man. All the cars out today. Some places people go sledding in the snow. Some places people go sledding in the sand. I'm tempted to want to try and ride up that. Whoa, 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 whoa. This thing got a little power. Actually, before we do that, let's see if it can handle this hill. So full throttle, just plowing through, no pedaling. Oh, watch out, Birdie. Dude, you almost blew like straight into my spokes. All right, so this is the real full suspension test here. Is this gonna break free or not, man? Yeah, that back suspension just doesn't really feel like it's there. Hey, Santa Claus. All right, dudes, let's pop off here, get on the boardwalk and try it on the sand. We're on pedal assist 5 now. We'll pop off here and yeah, get a little momentum going here. Throttle only right now. I have not touched the pedals quite yet, but I'm going to here probably shortly. So, you know, 26-inch tall wheels always do a little better than shorter wheels, like 20-inch wheels. Going over this stuff. Of course, you need 4 inches wide. Oh, come on now. But here we go. We got it back up to higher speeds and back on throttle only. The splash guards, whatever you call them, the mud guards, I am kind of getting hit by sand a little bit. They're not like the highest quality, not the highest quality fenders, that's what they're called. So they are minimalist fenders, but standing in the tire track here, cruising along, getting blasted by sand. We are getting through the sand on throttle only right now, not pedaling this thing. We might need to start pedaling here, so mostly we'll just see how this thing does. Taking a toll on the battery. I wish the gears were aligned correctly out of the box. I need to adjust that barrel shifter just a bit. A little bit of power on my own. The barrel shifter needs to be rotated. So, you know, pretty typical 750 watt e-bike performance. Not killing it, but better than a lot of them. Dude, that is a sauna, I'm pretty sure. Mobile sauna. So we'll go ahead and run the Kingbull up to the top of that cliff. As you already know, we'll be climbing 85 feet at a 12% grade. See how the motor and battery can handle it on throttle only, and then on the way down, we'll try the brakes out. So coming from a pretty slow speed here, throttle only now, pulling about 21 amps, 22 amps, 7 miles an hour, and popping around this corner, we'll do throttle only on the main portion of the California incline, 4 or 5 miles an hour, 22 amps, 23 amps. So as we get a little more speed, it unleashes the full amperage of the controller. 24 amps, 13 miles an hour, 23 amps, 17 miles an hour, 18 miles an hour. And up on the left here, passing by this e-bike, 18 miles an hour. We're holding pretty much steady 18.5, still pulling 24 amps, that is, to the controller. And maybe 19, nah, 18. And as you know, we were just down off this cliff. So after running up that hill, battery is saying it says 60-ish% on the bars. Well, it just gained a bar. Battery's actually showing 48.8 volts, which is about 50%. Let's go try the brakes and see what kind of range we end up getting out of this thing. Actually, I want to log in and see if I increase the top speed. If you hold down the plus and minus, it'll bring you into the menus. It was on 28. 28's the max. All right, let's see if this does anything. It says you can bring it up to 50. So I think I increased the top speed. Let's go ahead and try the brakes at the bottom of the California incline, as well as what our new top speed will be. So it looks like we got a pretty good opening here, and it's showing 23 amps of current. Nothing's changed, man. It caught me off. 7 amps right now. Regardless, going down the California incline, let's try the hydraulic disc brakes, see how they grip. Oh yeah, dude, they're good enough. Per usual, hydraulic brakes, they feel linear and smooth, nice stopping power. They are 180 millimeter rotors, which is sufficient for a bike of this weight, and they're pretty much just limited by how much traction you can actually put down to the tires. So compared to like a skinny tire bike, you'll be able to get a little more grip on these meatier, thicker tires. So let's say you get yourself in a bit of a situation going about 20 miles an hour and you need to come to a stop quickly from 20. They're fine, dude. So final thoughts on the Kingbull Rover Softail. It'd be nice if the rear shock was a little bit softer. List price of this bike right now is $1,400, and a link below this video in the description box. You can click on that link, go see if anything has changed on the pricing. All right, dude, just finishing up the route here, and we are at 46.4 volts. We did officially 17.59 miles today. Hour and a half ride time, 11.64 mile per hour. So 46 volts is probably right around
40% remaining on the battery. And you know, I'd probably end up getting, the way I'm riding, realistically, probably 35 miles maybe on this bike. Really just depends on how you ride it. If you guys do want to grab one, click on the link down below this video in the description box, buy through that link. However, if this is not the kind of electric bike you're looking for, watch this video next. Catch you over there. So I'm taking a look at this rear triangle on this bike and just trying to figure out why isn't this working. So I think that it has to do with like a clearance issue or something like here. Like this whole thing needs to be able to come up and down, and like, I don't know, man. I think that might have something to do with it, right?